All right, so I got 11% on my phone, and it just passed 11:11. So perfect time to tell a little story. Now, telling stories or teaching or learning language and things like that, that's a feminine energy. That is a very divine feminine energy, you know. Again, what did the witches do? What do the Boy Scouts do? They tell campfire stories around the campfire. You know, people should have just left witches alone. They were just in the woods running around butt naked, communing with nature like Adam and Eve did, the original man, the original divine masculine and divine feminine. And that's what they did, man. You know, they learned from nature. They taught us, and you know, you have to disseminate the information in a certain kind of way. So my spirituality and things that I find myself explaining to people now that I've come into a sort of knowing of myself, which is, I've always known myself. It just took a lot to you know, the triggers. You know, the triggers, they push you to become the person that you need to become. And you know, it's the same with going to the gym. You know, no pain, no gain. If you can't be consistent with a gym regimen, or if you're trying to get healthy and you can't stay consistent with a healthy meal plan, or you're building a building and you can't stay consistent with the measurements, or if you are swimming across the ocean and you're not staying consistent with the amount of energy that you're expending, tempering yourself, then again, we can apply this to every single facet of life. You're gonna have an issue, especially if you have a talent, or you have a karma, or you have a God-given gift, because we're not put on this planet just to be lollygagging. Some of us aren't, but the spirituality comes from somewhere. You know, I spoke about the Big Bang and how religion and science both battle each other, but they explain each other, and the splitting of Adam from the Bible. You know, they split Adam's rib and created a female. And even in the science textbooks, they cut or split the molecule or the atom in half. And this creates duality and things like that. I mean, I don't know what happened a million years ago, but I'm pretty sure that what I'm seeing now in society, and what I have been able to see throughout the course of history, reading books and listening to audio messages and videos and things like that, power does sway. There's a shift. There's an even flow. Just like there's a good and bad, just like there's a yes and no, just like there's a light and dark, just like there's an up and down, just like there's an in and out, man, woman. Power switches every few millennia. Kings and queens, patriarchs and matriarchs. Now, certain religions or certain aspects of certain cultures, they only allow men to do certain things. They only allow women to do certain things. You know, we go into mythology, Isis, another ancient Egyptian goddess, of course, if you're not familiar with the story of, I mean, everyone's heard of Anubis, right? Just check out Anubis and his friends and his close relatives and his his homies and his homettes. See, it's easy to just talk like this. You don't have to sound like a geek or a nerd or act like you're so intelligent. But yeah, there are indeed certain civilizations that were birthed out of the feminine principle, and certain civilizations birthed out of the masculine principle. You know, and that's all it is to it. Again, the sexuality, I mean, if you're a man, be a man. And if you're a woman, be a woman. Now, sometimes I don't know what the issue is. You know, again, people sometimes feel like they're born in the wrong bodies or whatever the case may be, or maybe they're just around, you know, energies. People can't possess you. Spirits can't possess you. So again, if you're living or if you're frequenting a church that has a spirit of homophobia in there, what do you think is going to happen? You had the church, the Vatican, for years with their, you know, their young sex rings and things like that. And you wonder why all these celebrities are half gay or bisexual, or they just love love going to these weird those weird undisclosed places. Yeah, see, no one wants me to talk about it, so I better stop talking about it. But yeah, man, even in ancient African cultures, you know, the Ashanti, the Yoruba, these are all feminine names. These are all feminine principles. Men were not allowed to be priests during matriarchal rule. And during when men ruled, women were not allowed to be spiritualists. So again, it's an even flow. It's not men came first, women came first. It all happened at one time. Duality birthed itself. Again, the amoeba birthed itself. The amoeba splits. You know, we don't need men going around trying to have babies. We don't need women going around talk about SMD. You don't have one. Like, but that's all I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. Putting out a few short videos, uploading them onto my social media pages, you know. You know, trying to help out the community, help out the family. It's even therapeutic for myself. Sometimes I get to go back and watch my stuff, recommend my stuff to people. Anytime someone has a question versus talking their ear off in that moment, I can give them my handles, my social medias. Even my children, 10 years from now, when they're ready to open their own businesses while they're going into high school, you know, they'll be able to look back on their father's videos. If I'm not around to explain it to them, they'll be able to look at their father's videos and see what type of man that their father is. But yeah, man, be safe. Catch you guys on the next one.